What's going on, everybody? If you're seeing this page, that means the official Torian Rain Reloaded merch store is now available. To get access to the store, make sure you go ahead and click the store tab on my YouTube channel. From there, you will be able to see all the merch that is available. We have mugs, shirts, hoodies, joggers, and so much more to come. All original designs made by yours truly, Torian Rain Reloaded. Now go ahead and get your merch today, and you can feel nothing in style. As many of you know who have been subscribed to my channel know that I have a series of videos called Operation Protect the White Boy. Sometimes there will be some inserts in there of the PC woman. But this is the first time where I can't even say Operation Protect the White Boy, which is why I titled this video Operation Protect the South of the Borderian, and I put a question mark at the end of it, basically saying, is this a direction that we're going to start slowly heading into? And quite honestly, with the stuff and with how everything has been going on with the South of the Borderian, or my other nickname for them, the Not So Secret Invasion, which is basically being able to come right into this establishment, I think this is the direction that we are starting to head. And this is something that I kind of called early on when I started to see them not get charged with felony type of crimes for even the lowest of things that they still should get hit with felony charges for. And that brings me to this story right here that's coming out of Long Island, where you have these two individuals who were part of MS-13, which is a very popular, decades old popular, in fact, SOB gang, where you have these two individuals whose names are Alexi Sands and Gyro Sands. I'm not exactly sure if I'm pronouncing his first name correctly, but they are brothers, and they were accused of multiple deletions in the Long Island area. But it was two in particular that they were really hammered in for, and I'm going to go ahead and start to discuss that right now. The Justice Department will no longer seek the death penalty for two alleged MS-13 gang members accused of brutally killing several teenagers in Long Island, New York. In a letter to a federal judge, Breon Peace, the U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of New York, said Attorney General Merrick Garland directed prosecutors to withdraw notices of intention to seek the death penalty against brothers Alexi and Gyro Sands. We write on behalf of the government in the above captioned matter to provide an update to the court with respect to the status of the death penalty deauthorization request of defendants Alexi and Gyro Sands, and the Department of Justice's decision whether to seek the death penalty against Alexi Sands for an 8th murder. Peace wrote in a letter to U.S. District Judge Gary R. Brown. Now listen to that. They said that he has connections, one of these brothers has connection to an 8th murder. This man has almost 10 bodies, they might have more, under their belt, and they just rejected them to get the death penalty when this is what they were pushing for them to get. Brown is expected to oversee the brothers' trial when it begins March 4th. The government initially intended to seek the death penalty for both men in 2020 for their alleged roles in the 2016 killings of 16-year-old Kayla Cuevas and 15-year-old Nisa Mickens. The killings drew national attention and brought MS-13 into the national spotlight in July 2017. Then President Trump visited the Long Island suburb of Brentwood and vowed to eliminate MS-13, a transnational criminal gang with its origins in Los Angeles. The brothers are also charged with the deaths of Michael Johnson, Oscar Acosta, Javier Castillo, DeJuan Stacks, and Esteban Alvarado Bonilla. Alexi, age 28, was also charged with capital offenses relating to an 8th murder victim, Marcus Bohannon. Peace said he had asked the Justice Department to make a decision regarding the death penalty in the Bohannon case by November 29th. It is wonderful news, and we are relieved for our clients. Jacqueline K. Walsh of Seattle, one of Gyro's lawyers, told Newsday about the DOJ's intentions. Fox News Digital unsuccessfully tried reaching out to Walsh. The DOJ did not respond to a request for comment. Alexi was the leader of MS-13's Brentwood and Central Islip based MS-13's clique. Gyro, age 2017, was his second in command, federal prosecutors have said. Cuevas and Mickens were slaughtered in the residential neighborhood near an elementary school on September 13, 2016, the day before Mickens' 16th birthday. Her body was found on a tree-lined street in Brentwood, while Cuevas' beaten body turned up in the wooded backyard of a nearby home a day later. The two teens were lifelong friends who were inseparable and shared an interest in basketball. Friends and family said. The Sands brothers killed Cuevas because she called out the gang at school and on social media, prosecutors said. Officials said Mickens was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. The DOJ halted federal executions in 2021, with 13 being conducted during the final months of the Trump administration in 2020. Cuevas' mother, Evelyn Rodriguez, became an anti-gang activist and was later killed during a dispute over a memorial honoring her daughter. Anne Marie Drago, who was accused of fatally running over Rodriguez in 2018, is being tried a second time after jurors failed to reach a verdict on top of the count of criminally negligent homicide. That's crazy. I wasn't expecting to read that last part when it was talking about the mother of one of the victims trying to seek justice for her daughter, and they just straight up killed her for the sake of what? Just wanting to get justice for her daughter. That is insane. But people love to say that it's black people out here that are ones that are committing all of this crime and doing all of this stuff and all of these and what have you. And it's very interesting, and shout out to a channel by the name of Grind and Motivate. He actually did a live stream recently where he was talking about Chicago, and in that video or in that stream he brought up the Latin Kings. The Latin Kings is a very, very popular, well-known gang, Mexican gang in Chicago. And when they was running down their stats, I said the people who love to always come down on Chicago whenever something happens because they feel like this is taking a shot at black people, they need to look into the Latin Kings, because they have a lot of, let's just say they got a lot going on that they don't investigate. They just don't look into. I said a lot of times when y'all be talking about these phantom shootings, as I like to call them, y'all need to look into them. As a matter of fact, I actually talked about them unbeknownst to me, because I didn't know it was them, when I did my video back in September talking about the Mexican Independence Parade and the chaos that went on out there. Turns out the people that was involved with that was the Latin Kings, and I believe some other rival gang or rival gangs, because I think it was more than one. And that's how all of that stuff brought out. But the article that I read didn't mention their name, and I wonder if that was intentional. It probably was. But it turns out they were at least one of the gangs that was involved in that situation. Make sure y'all go and check that video out if you missed it. But yeah, so like I said, now the question is starting to get asked. Is this now a new form of Operation Protect? Insert group here. Because as we all know, PC gonna get all the protection some way or another. But now is it starting to segue, and another group is starting to get protection as well, because from the looks of it, for me, it looks like that's the direction they are definitely headed in.